Imagine this. Could two suns shine in the sky at the same time? No. If two suns were to rise, the world itself would burn to ashes. The year was 1402. The plains of Ankara. The heat was so unbearable it felt as if the earth itself would crack apart. The iron armor on the soldiers' bodies burned their skin beneath the blazing sun. This was not just another war. This was the apocalypse itself. On one side stood Sultan Bayezid, the ruler who had brought European kings to their knees, a man so fast and fierce that the world called him Yildirim, the Thunderbolt. On the other side stood Amir Timur, the conqueror who forged his destiny with his own hands, a ruler who did not know the meaning of defeat. Historians would later call it the Battle of Ankara. But in truth, it was the collision of two mountains. They were two completely different men. Bayezid, true to his title, was fast and ruthless like lightning itself. Victory after victory had filled him with such pride that he believed himself invincible. Timur was different, cold, patient, calculating. Every move he made was planned like a game of chess, 7 steps ahead. Bayezid trusted the strength of his sword. Timur trusted intelligence and patience, and history has always shown one truth. Wisdom eventually defeats rage. Before blood was spilled, ink was spilled first. Bayezid made the greatest mistake of his life. He sent Timur a letter filled with insults so humiliating that they would destroy any man's pride. He insulted not only Timur himself, but also his family and even his harem. In the East, such an insult was considered worse than death itself. Timur read the letter. He did not shout. He did not strike the table in anger. He simply closed his eyes for a moment and whispered calmly, "Bayezid has signed his own fate with this letter." Soon after, Timur captured the city of Sivas. It was a terrifying message sent directly to Bayezid. When the Sultan heard the news, rage consumed him. "I will destroy him in his own land," he shouted. Bayezid led his exhausted army through the mountains, believing he would find Timur weakened and vulnerable there. But he was terribly mistaken, because Timur was no longer there. Amir Timur had already moved around him through hidden routes and seized Bayezid's own territories from behind. Under the merciless summer heat, Bayezid's exhausted soldiers finally reached the plains of Ankara. Their only hope was the Ankara River. But when they arrived, they froze in horror. There was no water. Timur's engineers had secretly diverted the river, redirecting the water toward Timur's own army. Before the battle had even begun, Bayezid was already defeated. His soldiers were no longer fighting Timur. They were fighting thirst and death itself. And then the battle began. Dust swallowed the sky. That was when Timur unleashed his most terrifying weapon, war elephants. 32 massive battle elephants brought all the way from India marched onto the battlefield. The Ottoman soldiers had never seen such horror before. Their horses panicked and fled in terror, trampling their own men beneath them. The battlefield became a living hell. Screams, the roars of elephants, the clash of steel. Bayezid's once invincible army was collapsing before his eyes, and the worst betrayal was yet to come. The Black Tatar forces, the troops Bayezid trusted most, suddenly changed their banners in the middle of battle and joined Timur's side. The Sultan, who had once shaken the world, now stood alone, captured like an ordinary soldier. "This is my fate," Bayezid said quietly. Then he dropped his sword to the ground. Checkmate. The sky was never meant to hold two suns. European legends claim that Timur carried Bayezid in an iron cage. But the truth was different. Timur showed respect to his defeated enemy. Two rulers sat together in one tent and spoke about the world. But defeat had already broken Bayezid's spirit. Not long after, the Sultan died from grief and despair. And history proved one truth once again. Great empires are not destroyed by strength alone. They are destroyed by pride. Yes, and if you want to discover more fascinating stories from history, subscribe to our channel.